Well, I learned about the Miami Rescue Mission over 14 years ago. I was homeless and I had a crack addiction that I thought I had to die to get off it. I was living in the streets of Miami for about 2 years, and my mother, in her desperation, found out about the Miami Rescue Mission. And then I remember it's something that is vivid in my mind. One day, actually one evening, it was raining like these last days, and I woke up in the morning all soaked and strung out from the high of the night before, and I looked up in the heavens and I said, I'm better than this. I need some help. So I came to the Miami Rescue Mission. Really didn't have an idea what the Miami Rescue Mission was all about. And that's how it started. And I came into the mission, went into the process of getting my life restored. It took me 2 years to graduate, but then after I graduated, I found, that I had a heart of ministry, and the Lord was giving me in that direction. I was blessed to be hired by the Miami Rescue Mission at a lower level. I was working in the industrial department. It had nothing to do with the ministry, even though it's part of the ministry, but that's where we process all the donation of goods and furniture that we need to be able to put the finances together to be able to run this program, which is, it does cost money. And just because I wanted to minister here, I took that job, and it allowed me to be able to go to school. And actually, I went to school not because I wanted credentials. I just wanted to know a little bit more about, number one, the addiction, because you have to look at the psychological aspect of the addiction. And then I wanted to study theology. And by the way, I was a little apprehensive in going to school because all I wanted was to get off crack. All I wanted was to get off crack and get married, have a couple of kids, and have barbecues and ball games. And 14 years later, I don't have any. I'm not married, but I have about 350 men that I feel responsible for. So, that's what the Lord had for me at that time. So I lived here in this facility at Miami Rescue Mission. I lived here for 8 years, which allowed me to be able to go to school. So I got an associate's degree in psychology of addiction, and I was able to obtain a bachelor's degree from the Assemblies of God, and a bachelor's degree in theology. And later on, I also had a doctorate in divinity. And I was able to do that just because I was here in the Miami Rescue Mission. So slowly and surely, I went through the different stages. I was the Hispanic ministry coordinator at one time. Then I was a case manager. I always had a lot of responsibilities, and now I'm the case manager supervisor, which I basically, I'm not much into titles. As I grown into the mission, I always have the program mentality, which to me, I'm still in the program. I just happen to be in the faith that is designated as a program in order to be able to relate to these men. Addiction is terrible, but today the homeless is a very complicated dilemma. We can't attribute homelessness only to addiction. We have like a 56% is the latest ratio of mental health issues. You see that here in the Miami Rescue Mission every day. A lot of people are, becoming homeless due to finances. I can't remember now, but there's a very high percentage of people that are one check away from becoming homeless. So it's a diversity. You never know what takes to a person to become homeless. I know what happened to me, but like I said, it's all about the love of God, but we also need, human compassion to be able to put those two elements together to be able to help people. And here's the irony. We always hear about getting rid of homelessness and getting do away with the poor, and that's contrary to what we hear in the scripture, what we have in the scripture. And I always contemplated what Jesus said, the poor will always be with you. And I say, why should that be? Why should the poor be always among us? And after, some time and contemplating and studying a particular scripture, it came so clearly. Because that's the way that we can show our compassion. Those that have to help those that have not. And that's what we are here dedicating the Miami Rescue Mission, like in many other places that dedicate themselves to be able to help those that are in need. Here in the Miami Rescue Mission, it's Christian-based, and everything are support groups, because you need to have a certain degree of therapy to be able to deal with life-controlling issues. Not only about addiction, we're talking about anger management, we're talking about family issues. And, like for example, every morning we start our devotion at 6:20, and that they congregate in our chapel. We have 350 men, between 3 and 350 men every morning in the chapel, and then we discuss the business of the day, where they have to go, where they have to work, where they have to study, so on and so forth. And we preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. The interesting part is that when it's my turn to be able to convey, even though I haven't been able to do it for some time, because I just went through a struggle, and thanks God that I overcame cancer, but I haven't been able to do it for some time. But every time that I had the opportunity to be able to preach and talk to these men, I didn't see, man. I saw a mother somewhere. I saw a daughter somewhere. I saw a grandmother somewhere that the night before was able to sleep and get some rest, because she didn't have to worry what the man of the family was at. He didn't have to worry whether she was going to find out that he was dead or find out that he was in prison. On top of that, we have an advanced discipleship, which is the core of the program, the Miami Rescue Mission. It's called the Alpha Discipleship. That's an intense 16 weeks discipleship in which we cover the psychological aspect, and the majority is all theological. We discussed the gift of salvation, evangelizing. As a matter of fact, one of the parts of the program, we go out here in the streets of Wynwood, carrying the cross, and you get 16, 18 men and shouting out Jesus and proclaiming His glory and His power in the middle of a decadent society, because the Miami Rescue Mission right now, and I always said, is like a beacon of light in the middle of human despair. You can get involved in the Miami Rescue Mission. You can call us at our provided numbers, and you can go online, miamirescuemission.org, and you're going to get everything, all the information of the good things that we're doing, how we're getting involved in the community, because it's not only that, we also have the Care Elementary. We are in collaboration with them. We say these are at-risk children. It's right across from this facility, and they have an average of about 120 children that are at risk of being lost, because they can't, they're not accepted in the regular school. So we're trying to help them before they become, homeless, or, how can I say? It all depends on the decisions that you make in the society, but it all has to do with how you educate the youth. So we try to prevent, and then after it happens and someone makes all the bad choices, then we try to help them and assist them to get out of that predicament. We need prayer, but then again, one of the things that I always said, we're living in a capitalist society. Unfortunately, everything requires monetary donation. We are a non-profit organization, and our sole purpose is to be able to help those that are in need. So we, like I said, we try to make money here out of anything, everything. We are taking a gifting kind donation, we're taking monetary donation, clothing, furniture, appliances, but mostly money, because you can do more with money. We have a very high budget, and as a matter of fact, one of the things that I didn't say, but apart from the 350 men that we have in this location, we feed an average of 1,000 people every day. Actually, it's about 2,000 people a week. It's about between 400 to 600 people every day. And we not only give them food, but we also give them a shower and a change of clothes. Those that are men that come through here, through the men's center. And then you may say, well, you know, you only feed them. Well, we're trying to bring them in with a dish of food. And you'll be surprised how many people and how many men have come into the program. As a matter of fact, you know, one of the experiences that I had is that as I have been in the cafeteria, well, we call them the guests, the people on the outside that come in, I've seen whole families. I mean, I seen a mother with 6 children that I said, you know, have come to me and say, Pastor Chaviano, if it weren't for the Miami Rescue Mission, my kids and my children wouldn't have anything to eat. So it's all about, you know, collaborating in very different ways. So you can get more information going to our webpage, miamirescuemission.org. The only explanation I can give is when you have given up on life, like I did. I remember when I was in the street and I called my mother and I told my mother, Mom, I'm dying. You can't even fathom what it is to tell the mother that your son is dying. And then I came here dead, alive, but dead at the same time. Broken spiritually, morally, lost everything, and nowhere to turn. And then you come here, there are 2 options. You can say and become selfish and say, you know, what's in it for me. The way I look at it, I wasn't worth living. I wasn't worth much. And he leaned onto me and restored my life. He didn't restore my life for me. He restored my life because I have given my life away, but he restored me to give me an opportunity to reach to other people. Because that's the way that God operates many times. He uses the foolish things of this world to confine the wise, those that aren't, to speak to those that are. I never thought much about myself. Still today, even with all the titles and accolades, I really never thought, I still don't think much about myself. But the fact that I can get up in the morning and be able to help someone. And it's very tricky because you got to be made for this. You know, you can have all the education in the world and you're still not going to be able to perform at a high level in the Miami Rescue Mission. But if you have the choosing, God has chosen you. It's given me a purpose in my life. And a life without purpose is a life without meaning. My name is Alexis. Thank you for listening to my story and watching Overcomers TV.
Hi, I'm Pastor Chuck Reish. I'm the executive producer at Horizon Media Studios. It's a 501c3 media ministry, and what we're doing is helping other ministries tell their story. Homeless shelters and children's homes, Bible colleges, seminaries, mission sending agencies. With your help, we can continue to help tell their story, to inspire the world, to shine their light, and let God get the glory for the work that's being done in advancing the kingdom of Jesus Christ. Thanks again for praying for us.